live. Hello everybody,
Nice.
welcome to the second day of playoffs on Miller Outfit Wars. I'm gonna be the main host. My name is Hejbl and I'm gonna be joined by Knaroef.
Hello.
So today we will be casting game between Formido and FU. I am expecting it to be a really close game. We'll see how it looks. What are your expectations, Knaroef?
I do expect Formido to win, but I don't expect it to be a roll.
So
But most of that is from experience playing with some of the Formido, so we'll see.
I am pretty sure majority of us is familiar with the Nexus itself, but for those who aren't, I'm just gonna quickly use the video we have from BSB, quickly showcasing the bases and basic understandings of the format, so be right back. Hello, we are back from the informational video. Naru, what would you expect from Formido and FU as their openers?
Well, if it's the same people that play in PTSD and WFAT, I expect them to pull air. And that's about the expectation I have.
So, double master opener?
That would be my expectation if I look at how they play Lane Smash, and this format is fairly close to Lane Smash, just bigger.
Bigger, more lanes.
Multi-lane Smash.
Multi-lane smash. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. It's gonna be a clash of teams with a bunch of lane smash experience, be it leadership or even for some of the players, like bunch of seasons of lane smashing and stuff.
Sadly, FU are missing their VCBC and FFS fellow WFAT members.
That is correct, but yeah.
We're gonna see it soon enough, though.
It's true. Should be interesting.
Do you have any expectations for which base will be focused?
Well, I have a slight suspicion it's gonna be Granite Head, but you know, that's kind of, I would say, the outfit worst meta develop that everybody focuses Granite Head first and then either Bitter Gorge or Erezek, but Erezek is kind of being ignored quite often, or like not being on top of the priority list.
And who do you expect to win the opener, and by how many bases? Do you expect one team to get all three, or?
Nah, it's gonna be, I feel like, 2-1 trade. Honestly, it can go in either way, I feel like. Depends, you know, who screws up openers, screws up logistics, or who gets lucky with the last minute steals. We'll see. And as you learned yesterday, the last minute steals can be unexpected.
Yes. Yes, speaking from experience there. Oh no, there are suddenly enemies on this point. What will we do now?
Oh no, we don't have the base anymore. But yeah, should be a
But again,
fun back and forth game. We'll see.
I think the opener is going to be very decisive for who wins.
Yeah.
Especially if the teams are equally matched, that makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's gonna be who can maintain most of the momentum from winning the opener, or who can keep up with the initiative. So yeah.
Oh, and we're also almost about to start.
Is it opener
And it's
time?
almost as many seconds.
Is it opener time?
Does the alert start immediately after those 30 seconds, or do we have like another
There's
countdown?
like 5 seconds delay between, but we have 20 seconds, so I guess we can. Which work do you want to go to? I'm gonna go for Mido.
Alright, let's start with them.
Mass Air. To be honest,
That looks like a lot of ESFs.
I am not even surprised.
And some
Is there like one or two?
fat style galaxies.
Is there even like any vanguards? Doesn't look like it. So what's
And on the
quick
FU side,
FU side?
we see... I don't see
Steel
any of
Rain.
them right now.
Yeah, Mass Air.
On the
looks
FU
like it.
side, we see almost the exact same opener, except I see a Valkyrie somewhere mixed in there.
Might be what quick drop on Bitter or.
Doesn't look like a quick drop, because he's currently going
But the,
for another base.
Airfight time. We see some light anvils coming.
Are people trying to snipe ESS with the anvils, or
I think
is
else,
that...
but looks like for me though is just straight up pushing into the airball.
I honestly can't see who's winning here, but I see a lot more Reavers than I see Mosquitoes.
The
I
repgals.
think...
Okay, this
Oh,
kind
I
of
see Maxes dropping out of the Repgals.
is it? Well, it's burster
Are those
maxes.
bursters? Yeah,
It
they
has
are.
to be. It looks
Oh
like
no.
for me those kind of decisively grabbing
Oh,
the
I
air
see.
control.
I see a lot less Reavers than I saw at the start, but I also see significantly less Mosquitoes than that.
Okay, let's see. Do we have any base flips in the meantime? Granite had started just now. Oh, we even
We
have
started Granite Head.
it's ticking in the favor of FU. And we have maxes even with canopy set up and NG pairs. That's interesting.
I see one Fermito. No, I see a fairly large amount of Fermito and Bitter Gorge. And some FU are dropping on
I
there.
am hearing a Skyguard somewhere around here. Might be FU or Anvil. I don't know.
Nothing happening on the tech plant so far. I think there's one Stalker infil of each side on the tech plant. And they're sort of running circles around each other. No, it's an engineer with a shotgun. The
Shotguns
Stalker
in
infil
this
has been
format.
eliminated.
Hell yeah. So looks like for me though is somewhat establishing our control. Alright, still pretty equal I would say. But there we have the FU reptiles just landed on the ridge above Granite Head. Even with their burster
Oh,
max
there's
pairs.
a massive mossy repull. I don't see that many Reavers anymore.
Yeah.
See, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I see more Mosquitoes than Reavers. I'm
That's
fairly sure. So let's see if the
cheeky Skyguard pull on top of
Fermito
like
repull comes through. There's a very yellow Mosquito flying through the air. Oh yeah, and there's the Skyguard you were talking about.
sneaky.
On the hill, shooting the galaxies.
Meanwhile, looks like FU has all of the 3 points on Granite Head.
They don't seem to be getting contested that much. I believe all that pop is in the air. Oh no, there's people fighting
There's
on the
for me though.
double stack.
Fight on sea, yeah. I already hear the Nighthawks. Hell yeah.
I think only one team has a beacon though, because I don't see a second line up into the sky.
There's
Ah yes, the telltale sound of a fight inside a building this outfit wars.
the Nighthawks.
The thunk, thunk, thunk. Oh, there comes a
Oh,
Max.
here comes Senior with his Command Gaming sword. Max sword. And
think
wipes
they
a
might
few
be
out of
taking
C
the
point.
points here. It's a bit early for a steal, but maybe they're not trying to cut it
I'm
close.
interesting. Where are those harassers on the minimap? Are they just... No, I see what's...
They don't look like they're on the hills, so they must be down there somewhere.
Yeah, that... For me, they tried to get them inside on A. Didn't get them, but...
And they have
abandoned them.
deploys on the elevators.
Meanwhile, how's the air looking? Looks like FU has their repels up and a huge airfight above Arazak.
About... there's a few Reavers and Mozzies above Arazak.
Yeah.
The yellow mosquito killing the yellow Reaver.
Meanwhile...
All of these fights... It
Formido is
definitely looks
controlled.
like Granite's gonna go for Formido. I think they're
There's
trying to stagger
Granite?
the bases and mass drop everything.
There's FU Gal above? Oh, never mind, yeah.
I think that was one of the anti-air gals.
Oh, there's a few
Let's see.
beacon, but I think it's too late. It is
Yeah, it looks
indeed
like
too
they're too
late.
late.
Yeah, if Formido takes Granite. So what's the next base? Looks like Arazak.
It's gonna be the tech plant. It's gonna be Arazak.
So we have still a huge airfight above. Looks like FU is surprisingly taking control, I would say. If the
FU
repels
should
in
be winning
position.
this with the massive amount of repels they still have left.
I feel like those are permanent repels for the airball, but slight fear.
Oh, but there are more Reavers incoming.
I think FRMD. Oh, that's an air hammer already with lolpods.
Oh, there's a
How's
drop.
the situation on tech?
Something's happening here.
Formido takes B point, and I assume they have inside control.
I
see
saw
the-
Bomb
you-
Squad will get shotgunned on the roof, so there's definitely a fight going on here.
Not Bobby. But yeah, looks like Formido's taking the tech plank. FU has a bunch of prowlers roaming around, engaging in a fight with Formido vanguards.
Where are they?
Near the powerhouse. Oh yeah.
They're pushing in. That Vanguard is getting
Poor Banyan.
terrifyingly close to those prowlers.
And a Fury Flash, a hero. Never mind, he gets AP'd. Well,
I think
Formido,
that's gonna be
Ares.
the end of that tank.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of points are flipping on the tech
Ares,
plant.
yeah, but looks like
I
Formido
think
is
it's all in
taking it.
favor of Formido.
Yep. Looks like if he was a bit late on the redrop on top and
that-
still didn't get inside.
Next up would be Bitter Gorge, unless FU wants to give it up, try for an attack on the
Meanwhile, Formido got a long back cap on Arazek on Nexus Secure. Looks like, oh. Of course, it's Enti doing his magic on here. Why am I not surprised?
center. Oh, no, he is no longer here.
Oh, did he run into Jack with a...
Yes, he
Like
ran
a
into
Jack.
Jack with a pump shotgun. So I think this back cap has been well and truly fixed.
Yep. Meanwhile, the air is still positioned around Arazek, but looks like no points flipped yet, and there's big fight on Bitter Gorge. Meanwhile,
There is fairly little mosquitoes left as well. At least on
Oh, yeah.
Arazek. They look all be in the mountains near Granite.
Meanwhile, Formido has a solid setup on B point on Bitter Gorge. They're being breached by a few. Meanwhile, but a few is flipping A point as like a... Looks like a fire team or a max pair with medic and max.
Yes, well, something's happening in one of those powerhouses with
Nah.
FU having a...
Oh, it's like the
Honey
point
next
is
to
on the
that.
roof and they're just beacon dropping, and Formido is holding from inside the double stack. And here come the pop shotguns.
Oh,
Sorry,
something's starting to hit that bus.
Is it a bulldog? Yeah, judging by the sound. Oh, huge for a few respawn. Glenn, that's not how you ground pound. Let's put it that way. I saw they crash into
Oh,
the
here comes the maxes. Here are the maxes.
a few ones. Oh, I see them pushing onto the roof.
And I hear the sound of a lot of jackhammers going off, but I don't think it worked. Because
Looks like
looks to
FU
be in
has
control at
point.
this point. But I think it's
Yeah,
gonna
they're
be
kind
too
of
little too late.
stabilizing, but looks like there's an air hammer. Oh no.
Yeah, it looks like Formido's gonna take it back almost immediately.
Yeah.
And then our prediction is gonna turn out to be false, because it's gonna be a 3-0 sweep for the opener.
Yeah, that's certainly not expected, I would say.
Well, there was a
So,
clear plan in that, I think, which is to stagger the bases.
which worked out pretty well, so... What's the
And
next
that's a
base?
3-0, and now what is going to happen?
So if you would...
There's still some pop at the tech plant at Arazek.
Yeah, if you has their battle kills manned, actually, so I don't know if that's the pilots being
Oh,
grounded.
they're dropping anvils on Arazek and people.
If you were...
Oh, there's a Sunday flying through the air at Arazek.
Oh no, he's flying down now.
I don't think that Sunday's gonna survive. I think it's gonna
Nah,
end up on
sadly
its
the
back.
bus...
That's the physics for you if you spawn your anvils incorrectly.
Peak, yeah, and physics, love them. It looks like Formido's getting into the powerhouse of Nexus Secure. It looks like they're full on
I
back
think
cap.
it's gonna be too late to stop the cap on Arazek though.
Yeah, and the link from Granite, it looks like it's contested. Yeah, if you has control of A point with like a squad blowing up buses.
Let's check out secure really quickly. There doesn't seem to be anyone on secure.
And there's a
Oh no, there's a senior on secure.
there's a few just holding Granite at A point. Now they're rotating into C as well.
So then they are well and truly no longer able to cap next to secure substation. Let's take a look at Granite.
Looks like Arazek might be the next big fight. What's happening up in the air? I'm hearing... Oh, it looks like Formido is pushing the FU air into work gate territory.
I think that that's the case, yeah. There's a few Mozzies coming from Arazek, but I don't think they're gonna win against that many Reavers.
Looks like there's gonna be a armor scrimmage around Arazek. I'm hearing prowlers.
There's prowlers, buses, and one of the NC buses just goes down.
But yeah, looks like... Oh yeah, here's the armor fight. Oh, it's not. Yeah. Looks like a few has armor control around Arazek, but Formido's holding up onto the rooftop on B point.
But they're losing the inside, sadly.
Meanwhile, there is still a huge air fight going around on Arazek.
I don't see any of the FU anymore. Oh, they're fighting over the roof. There we go.
And Formido has a backup on Nexus Secure. No.
And I just saw an invisible flash flying by, but I have no idea where that's going. Or what faction that was. You see A and C are slowly...
We see the
flipping
battle guys
between
are being
factions.
havoc now.
The air seems to still mostly be in favor of Formido.
There's a Formido solo lip on Bittergorge. It's truly interesting. Meanwhile, if you has a...
Argent Pass has some NC pop on it. I think that might be where the
there's
next push is.
still a
And
back...
Nexus Secure is
They're
flipped.
back kept on Bittergorge though. There's if you is holding C point on Bittergorge, trying to push A.
They also have the pop on Bitter Gorge.
Yeah.
But I think the big fight is about to happen on the bridge on Nexus Secure Substation.
Oh yeah.
Because I see a fair amount of maxes pushing across this into a fair amount of non-maxes.
Where are the airhammers on the bridge?
I think they are extremely busy right now fighting a few mosquitoes
Oh, that's
over
all.
Granite.
The C4s. Yeah, looks like a few max push kinda got melted.
Oh, Banshees.
Or at least the squishies.
There doesn't seem to be a Reaver to stop that Banshee right now, so that might allow FU to push up a little closer.
That's two. Oh, that looks like for me though is kinda set up inside the powerhouse. Yeah.
We have a big NC max hold like the usual.
There's actually no maxes from for me though. That's interesting.
Oh, I see one, but that's it.
Well, looks like FU is gonna get Erasek maybe, judging by the activity there.
Both of those bases are overpop for FU, so Formido must be planning something, or they're still stuck somewhere in Bitter Gorge chasing a Stalker.
Or their air might just be around the next, like, in the surrounding hexes, that's what I wanted to say. You know, while FU has, like, huge Prowler force on the road.
But they're all getting out. I think they're all trying to push his infantry now.
Yeah, are they pushing dubs? That's the question. Looks like it.
I see a lot of people just in random positions around the building. Let's see what they try to push.
Formido set up in hallway, with a unsupported max.
Does either team know about safe zones on the point where you can sit almost inside the pillar hips though, even though you're standing next to the pillar?
Oh yeah, here comes the check hammer on the doorway.
Small stairs, there's a lot of people. They're getting gunned down from the stairs.
Point flipped. Oh yeah, if you pushed through door 2 and 3 pretty much.
Oh. That NC Max is gonna have something to say about it.
Oh yeah, that's what the FU Max getting 3 NGs on him. This looks like FU resecure.
Yeah, that looks like a resecure. And they took the Arazak off the back of that, so that's great for them.
That was a bit of a risky play, to be honest.
Oh, and Argent Pass is now slowly flipping towards Formido. Let's see if that is actually a setup or if it's just a single stalker. That looks like 3 or 4 people now, and they're setting up a bus.
That looks like, from the map, it looks like an entire
that's
squad.
a solid amount of people that just appeared on my screen. I see, I think that's 1.5 to 2 squads.
I mean,
and I see the infamous Invisible Sunday from our match.
Oh, is it the one and only Sunday?
It's the Nilgun Sunday, yes.
Well, it looks like for me there is a solid spawn low going on currently, but...
On both Argent and Arazak.
So like 20 max, 2 maxes from Formido on this base.
And I see Mounty here running around the attack plant with not 1 but 2 jackhammers.
Oh lord. I mean, well, the airfoil looks like it's still kinda being contested by a few.
But not enough, because on Arazak there are air hammers and there is no mosquitoes that I can see right now. Oh, here they come.
Nice.
There we go. But they are still fighting over the top point.
There's AP Prowler spamming up.
That means the galaxies can't get close, I think. I don't know much about air in that regard.
Formido isn't running the Repcal spare. Unlike other
Arazak seems to be flipping back. So are they going to be sacrificing Argent Pass?
Looks like it. I don't know.
Formido are just all over the place on Argent Pass.
You're saying they're even wandering outside. Meanwhile, there's a big airfight above Arazak, and FU is pretty much just...
Oh, there's gals in a bubble somewhere in the middle of the map on a roof.
What? Meanwhile...
And I am stuck in the bubble with my ops cam. There we go.
Meanwhile, Formido armor is pushing the FU armor, getting armor control around.
But Arazak, the points are still mostly in Formido's favor for the current moment. I think a few FU are dropping down, but they
Yeah,
got mostly
I'm gonna
air-hammered.
lead this fight for Argent Pass because it looks like
Is it picking up there?
if you
That's gonna be
responding,
very decisive fight if they lose this. They have a gal on the hill.
it's a
So let's see if they can
lodestar.
use it to spawn.
Yeah, but it's
The
getting
one person bravely jumping down.
it's getting spammed by an AP Vanguard.
This brave heavy here shooting the NC Max in the back.
It looks like Formido's set up and FU's nowhere to be found.
I think that was too little too late, that reaction with the beacon and the galaxy. Now the question is Formido gonna make an all-in play for the Alpha Nexus?
I don't think
Because it's gonna be a little bit difficult for them to get there since they don't actually
they
have
already have the
there
flip.
yet. Do they have it?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Is this who I think it is in the standard? Oh, it's Morph in, I think, an info? I've lost him. Oh no, it's Morph as a heavy. Somehow Morph
I
made
guess
his way in here.
ejection seat hammer works wonders, or ejection seat DSS. So yeah, I mean,
Doesn't look like there's any invisible sundies, and I think Morph is in for a very bad day right now with the amount of FU that
meanwhile,
just dropped on his head.
Formido has a fully set up inside Nexus secure.
They are leaving him alive in here, and he's just going on. Oh no, never mind. He took out one, but the next one took him.
Yeah, there's meanwhile Formido's fully set up on Nexus secure, which is the powerhouse. Looks like Formido has majority air control. There's a few Valks, and Mozzi's trying to fight the Reavers, but like the amount of Formido air is a bit different. I mean, well, there's also a huge fight on Arazak, but it's kind of going to be cut off.
I think Arazak is only the Prowlers left. There doesn't appear to be much in the way of infantry here.
Okay, gotcha.
They likely redeployed, seeing the danger on Nexus secure.
Well, let's see. I was already hearing the Formido jackhammers. Let's see, where's the FU forces?
Is equal pop now, and Nexus Alpha has had 1 or 2 squads dropped on it.
Yeah, Formido is just splitting a few currently.
I see a few people on the Nexus.
A few is kind of pushing in through doors 1 to 3 and they resecure the point. There's Formido holding the hallway still, but that's like 3 people against what looks like an entire platoon of FU. So I guess Formido. Oh wait, Formido still has an entire squad sitting on Arazak? That's interesting.
I think Formido wants to make sure that goes through.
So
that they can truly move on and not be scared of the hydroponics backup.
Oh yeah, it's a bunch of tanks. I mean, they can't get backup on hydroponics because they own Granite Head. So yeah, FU doesn't have a link. I mean, meanwhile, Formido is full on committing.
They're already
to Nexus.
A minute and a half in at Nexus.
With what looks like an entire platoon. Except the tankers, maybe. Meanwhile, there's still a platoon of FU just.
They have a Banshee-proof Sunderer here with a shield over it. That just got blown up.
You mean the tiny umbrella?
Yes. So I don't think the Sundy's gonna survive very long with these 2 light assaults or medics above it.
No, there's a huge FU push going from upstairs.
Oh, but Thundy is running all the way around. Let's see this flank. Practice 3 versus Practice 9.
Oh,
the
no.
Battle of the Ages.
I mean, well, there's FU is taking the AA turrets above, and yeah, looks like they're gonna push from the backside.
There's a fairly small amount of Formido on point, it looks like.
You see...
They seem to have put a few people on Eastern Secure Substation. Nexus Secure Substation. I am reading it as if it's the Hossen base. There is not that much of a fight there, just a few corpses.
It looks like a few pushes on Nexus Secure got munched by scatter cannon maxes, which
I don't see
yeah.
anything in the way of incredibly organized pushes just yet.
Looks like a few is stacking on the front.
There is a few people waiting there.
A few, yeah.
Although there is also a Scat Max that has just decided that this will be a very nice time to...
Meanwhile, the Formido bus that you can
shotgun.
see from spawn room is just sitting there. Oh, never mind, he just got striked.
Oh, here come the Maxes from FU. Here come the Maxes.
From
the spawn room.
Yeah, I'm actually
They
blind.
look like they're going over. 1, 2, 3 going over. Oh, but that air hammer is going to just flatten them if they don't hurry up.
You know, not for me though. A few repulled tongs from their nexus, which is a solid move to clear up logistics, but I think it's a bit too late to clean the spawn.
Too little logistics left to kill for the
Yeah,
tanks
meanwhile,
to
FU
make
is stacking on
impact.
one of these powerhouse side doors, and
Oh,
Senior is just
there they are.
charging and unsupported with his scatter cannon max or scat max.
If
And
any
if
of
he
us
is
had
pushing,
done
oh,
that,
that's a
Senior
fat
was in our spot.
C4. That's 2 fat C4s,
Oh,
and they're just getting
no,
crossfired.
That's the entire push.
Yup, eaten by 2 C4s.
Somehow, Senior gets away with that not a great push that he would have yelled at me for if it had been lane smash. Oh, but we have a few sitting behind here.
Behind?
Not
Did they set up
very
a
long
bus?
because that was a jackhammer.
Oh no. Yeah, meanwhile, for me, it's
I
just
have kind of
rotating.
Lost overview of who is doing what. There appears to only be a few Reavers overhead, and they just killed that last Banshee.
Yeah, there's a bunch of armor from a few still around, with a few Formido Vanguards, but that's about it.
Here comes Fabi in a Vanguard and no more, and he blows up Anti-Nator along with him. Which I think FU should win this fight here now, even with the Vanguard shield up. Because that's just too many Sundays for one Vanguard to handle.
Oh yeah. Meanwhile, Bob's pushing with his
let's see if this engineer, one engineer, one dream. Ah, he can't
Oh
blow up
no,
the
that
with a mine.
push got fatly there to grounded, and the infantry's getting mopped up by Karuga, who bailed. Oh, we have Senior charging 2 maxes, unsupported again.
And here we see
he has a last minute
how
NG.
NC Maxes can get away with anything because of the shield.
Yeah.
1v1ing a
Peak balance.
specifically anti-max pounder.
Meanwhile, FU is pushing the powerhouse hallway.
And we have a Banshee with an absolutely incredible angle into there though.
Oh no.
Who is this? Oh yes, of course it's Thundy.
Yeah, looks like Formido is
And
with
it
a
is no
solid
longer
setup.
Thundy because he
no.
got lock-oned.
Yeah, so where is FU gonna push from? Oh, here comes an orbital. But where do they push?
That's gonna kill some of their own maxes though. See, at least one max that's gonna die from that.
Yep, here he goes. And yeah.
And a few people taking enough full damage to die. I think that the main thing that
here comes the counter OS, and Formido
give a
maxes.
warning to drop this one.
FU pushing into one of the powerhouses, and their maxes are cleaned up.
There's still a few people alive, but I don't think that that's gonna last incredibly long. No, with Formido all the way at the back, there's very little they can do. Oh, they're trying to take some form of troll now. I think it's gonna be too little too late, and I think...
looks like FU is actually breaching, but...
they're breaching?
There's 3 NC maxes, but they have like 500 HP each.
It's complete chaos, and I am inside the walls.
It looks like the classic competitive PlanetSide, and...
Are we gonna get our competitive PlanetSide resonate give here?
Oh no, not again. But looks like FU stabilizing? Here comes resonates for Formido. Never mind, FU stabilized.
Stabilizing.
Yeah, FU stabilized. Yeah.
Gonna hold it for long. They definitely seem to have pushed it out, and now the question is, was there enough armor around to make sure Formido doesn't come back? Because I see as Formido Sunday deployed fairly close to a Prowler and another Sunday.
It looks
That's on the
like
FU side.
there's still for me the armor around. So, and here comes a new bus. Is the bus getting deployed? It's getting deployed. That's.
Oh, yes, it is. Oh, here come the air hammers. I think FU might have made a mistake going outside here.
I mean, for me though, is doing a great job sustaining their logistics to keep on pressuring the Nexus.
And I count a total of 4 air hammers just flying around the base, deciding that FU will not be
And
going
looks
outside
like
today.
for me though is managing to repush. That's one max in one of the powerhouses.
Oh, they're pushing through one of the powerhouses.
Yeah, and the other one is completely empty. Could be a fit. Looks like FU is kinda set up. Oh, that's a bit of a
There's
mess.
not that many of FU in here that I see, so.
I wonder if they mass rippled armor to shut down the logistics, which looks like to be the case, but for me they'll drop the spawn room side with a few maxes.
And I see a bunch of FU maxes also came in. This is gonna be a brawl again.
And looks like Formido is starting to push in, but looks like they're getting C4'd with their max push.
Yeah, that cover around that doorway is perfect to sit behind while you throw some C4. We see them going down one by one now.
Yeah, but looks like there's a squad of Formido pushing from the back door. Looks like they're about to push in.
Will they be spotted before they're inside? Because if they are inside, it's gonna be a
It got spotted by Pounder Max.
hell of a lot more painful. Oh.
Looks like the...
Here comes Senior repairing a max, probably yelling at it to not push that far. And, oh, but the max is still alive, so that definitely worked. Because there is 3 maxes, I think 2 pounders facing it now, and 1 max with a lynx. No, that's a Tanto, never mind. 1 max with a Tanto, that's interesting.
Max with a Tanto?
I don't know. There's a max with a Tanto. Who am I to judge?
Oh, did somebody accidentally trigger the max bug? Oh no.
That is probably the likely explanation here. Oh, we see more and more people coming in behind the Sensi Max. See if he makes it out alive. Oh, no, he gets blown up. I think that might be the end of this push if FU decides to take advantage. But we see the Max being rezzed, so I think FU might have lost their
Looks like
moment of initiative there.
for me though is struggling to breach, even though they have them surrounded from all the angles.
I see 1 FU that looks like he's backcapping on Argent Pass. Let's see what they are doing.
There's still 3 minutes for the line.
Let's see if they already have people set up. No visible people set up, but...
Yeah, but looks like there's a bunch of FU just... Oh, there's 124 in the warp gate, so I guess that's arm pulling coming.
Yeah, there's a few... I see a Galaxy incoming. I see a few Lightnings. I think they're all Sky Guards that are just shooting the Hill Galaxies.
Yeah, but
Meanwhile, FU's still strongly in control of the point. I don't see super organized pushes.
there's a huge Formido clump of maxes just not willing to push in.
Neither side really willing to commit themselves to pushing through a doorway full of C4.
Yup.
But at this kind of range, the Pounder Maxes really start being able to take their advantage.
You're saying they're finally not getting out DPS by scatter cannons.
Yep. Because they are now outside of 50 meters. Oh, here come the Maxes.
Oh, here comes the push. It's Formido pushing in.
See what happens. I think there was a lot of push and a little bit of follow-up, and it was a little bit too late.
Oh, no, there's Formido pushing from like the stairs building side, and looks like they're in.
You see this one Mercy Max bravely going down, gunning down multiple people. And Formido coming from all sides now. I think this is the end of the FU hold. But
Oh,
there is
a
an
renegade
absolute legend
flash.
of a flash almost making his way into the point.
Yeah, and looks like Formido is now fully set up, and FU is gonna have 5 minutes
A
of.
lot of Formido reacted to that Argent pass. I think they might have killed the beacon that I saw floating around there. But take a look
Might be
real quick what that pop means. Oh, that's tanks.
Might be air tanks incoming. Yeah, it's tanks.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4 vanguards, and they're shooting each other. Either that or they're shooting something behind each other and they're not realizing they can't shoot it through each other.
I don't know why there's a.
Yes,
No, it's a filter.
beacon is gone.
Gotcha.
Shame. Let's see what FU does now.
Is FU gonna try their. Oh no,
They're
that
gonna
fat
get air
stack
hammered right
is
there.
getting air hammered.
That's a real shame. But we see some Aussies coming in. I think
Is there an air?
Formido might have gotten a little bit too complacent with their air.
Meanwhile, this Formido Bulldog Galaxy stack on the Nexus Alpha.
There's also a bunch of FU Bulldog Galaxies sitting in a field.
I think they're just
In front of
sitting
the
there
warp
and walkering the USS.
That does appear to be the case. No, they're shooting the Galaxies in the hills.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, well, they have walkers. They aren't really effective for that anyway.
And I think the tank battle here is about to begin on the...
Meanwhile, FU
That's
is
the west side.
struggling to push in. They're like stacking on the front doorways, just getting air hammered, lol potted, you know, all the fun stuff we want to see as an infantry player.
We see
But FU is coming back.
the tanks trading almost 1-for-1. The infantry doesn't seem to be doing it yet. The NC Max is proving a little bit too much on this doorway. Please let me through, Umbrella. Q.
It looks
Oh
like
yeah, it's FU.
looks like FU is starting to push the southern powerhouse.
There is a bit too many NC Maxes hiding in corners for that one Max to do it.
No, here comes the
Oh,
OS.
here comes the second OS.
I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if
they have time to recraft a third, so...
I don't know if it's a good
This is gonna be
idea,
it for them.
especially with Formido just being set up inside the powerhouses or the point itself, and if you just kinda struggling around.
I feel like this could have been a bit wasteful. Oh, in the other powerhouse,
backside?
there's a few... No, I think they're getting cleared out. I think the push was rather small and the amount of NC Max is rather large. So they got shotgunned into oblivion.
Gotcha. Oh. It looks like FU is starting to
Here
stack
come the
on the.
FU stack on the front.
Yep. I already. Oh no, not the Bulldog Gals.
Is the air hammer incoming again?
No, it's just the Bulldog Gals spamming.
Oh, that Bulldog Bell is now hovering higher to be able to...
Oh, but
Shoot
FU
more
is
effectively.
breaching point. Don't know if they can stabilize. Yeah, here come the NC Maxes. They're just getting chopped up.
Few more revives, but too little too late, as the NC Maxes have now decided that this is their territory.
Yeah.
And we see the
As
Resnade's
a
definitely
single
coming
max
in,
on the
but
backside.
FU Max or Formido Max?
FU max with one heavy, but they're gonna get mopped
You
up.
see a brave single FU medic just running into the point with C4 in hand.
And the Battle Gal is still having, or the Bulldog Gal is still having the fun and entertaining gameplay of spamming a single doorway with a Bulldog. But yeah.
Gives a very nice overview of the base from the point of view of this cannon.
Cinematic.
But we're getting into the sub-minute region, so I think FU is gonna try one last push. I see a lot of maxes here.
Oh no, there's Knaroef.
Oh, here comes the air hammer.
Oh no.
Oh, let's see what just dropped out of that air hammer. The air hammer did not contain an air hammer, but it did contain Glyn, who is now a pile of Glyn on the floor after he tried to take on a
Meanwhile, there's a
significant
big
amount of
FU
maxes.
max stack. I don't know. Where's the Bulldog?
Oh, here they go.
Oh,
They're going.
Yeah, but for me
I
though,
think
it's just
they,
ready with C4s and Scatmax is right next to the
I
doorway.
think they had C4 in the door frame,
Yeah.
and that C4 spelled the end of that push. And Max being revived and just instantly dying again. I think they're not getting in this door, and I think it's going to be too late trying to go to another door. There is one brave infill on the middle of the point, though.
Yeah.
For about 10 seconds.
I think he's next to like 47 for me though, bodies. I don't think he can flip the point alone.
And just like that, it's over.
So,
Not
yeah.
exactly what we expected.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting this to be this one-sided of a game, but looks like Farmido had a really strong showing.
Oh, and now we are out of the continent.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see if some people want to talk about their game plans. Oh, FU is forming up to make a line.
Classic.
Together with Formido, it seems. Oh, no, they're forming up opposite sides now. It's gonna be epic rep battles of history, Formido versus FU.
There are
While we
battles
wait
of
for people to go up.
Sanctuary.
I need to see this from the top. Give me a second. Oh, no, Formido is surrounding FU now. Yeah, they've made a large square around the FU. With a lot of V6s and V1s being thrown in and
not
out.
the Vikis. Meanwhile, we have Lin, who I suppose was the platoon lead for Mito to the eye.
Hello.
Yes, hello.
So, how much do you want to explain about your game plan, and how much do you want to not explain about your game plan?
Take bases, don't lose.
That's a definite start for a game plan. Did you have anything specific planned for the opener? What was it planned that the bases were so staggered in their cap timers?
Things went according to plan, which is good.
I'm gonna take that as a yes. And do you have anything special to say about how the air went, especially at the end there with a lot of galaxies sitting on a hill? Were all of those spots planned out?
Well, before the galaxies, I mean, we were really heavily contested in the air for most of the game. The air squad always had some people fighting continuously, so that was definitely a thing. It wasn't weak air we were up against. Yes, towards the end, I mean, we've made a habit of putting gals on hills because bulldogs onto that on that run-in seems to work rather well.
Yup. It certainly had an impact on the few pushes that were trying to come in.
Did you expect to win air, or did you expect to lose air, or did you expect it to be more even?
We kind of did it the way it was going to be, which was a struggle for quite a while, and then we would slowly edge it out.
Alright. Meanwhile, Hejbl, are we gonna have an FU representative coming up, or?
I asked Bobby to show up, or not Bobby, but somebody from FU to come, and seems like they are.
I would be expecting Sal or Jack to show up because they were, from what I know, they're squad leaders. But
I mean, we're always
maybe
very
we're not gonna
impressed
get
with
them.
their very tight lines.
Yes. I don't know if Hejbl is showing this on his stream right now, but there's 4 lines of FU in the sanctuary with Formido running circles around it. In a very mesmerizing motion. As for the game itself, when you lost the tech plant, I believe it's called Arazek, did you lose it intentionally and try to go for the cap on the base, or was that an oversight and not enough forces
It was
allocated.
a trade-off. We were hoping that we could get it, but we weren't willing to take more pops from somewhere else. We knew that we could keep a point, and so we did.
Alright.
So yeah, ideal world, we wouldn't have lost the tech plant, but we weren't willing to move pop from a different base to do it.
Oh, looks
And
like
did
we
you
have.
expect to end up capping the home base? We have Jack. Can you
Yeah.
drag him in
I
I
here?
think so.
I-
Yeah.
We were playing to win, and like the home base is something you threaten, but it's just a nice to have. It's not what you're playing for. You're playing for the win.
Yes.
I mean,
Alright, now we
FU is
have
a really good opponent, so you can't assume that you can do that against them.
we have Jack from FU in here. So how did that game go from your guys' side? Did you expect to win, or did you expect it to be more even than it ended up being with a home base cap?
Well, it could have gone better. I think.
That's undeniable.
Yes, but I feel that FU performed really well. Like we were kind of expecting that this was going to be an incredibly even, at like remotely even. Most likely we were going to lose. At least I had that mindset going into this. But we wanted to put up a good fight. I wanted to put up a good fight. I feel like we did. We lasted as long as we possibly could have. I certainly enjoyed the fight, and yeah, really well done. That was great as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, it looked like you definitely put up quite a fight. As Glenn was saying before you arrived here, the air was contested until everything was hinging on pushing out a bunch of maxes out of the point on the Nexus Alpha base. So you guys
agree.
probably did a very good job, especially in the air, which is so very important in these formats.
That definitely seemed to be the case here. We managed to contest the air for a lot of the time by the looks of things. However, I got hit by quite a few air hammers on our Nexus, so I'm guessing we lost it at times, but you know, that's how it works. It seemed to be a nice back and forth throughout the match.
Yes, and looking at your opener, you had the very well-known, for people that watch the PSB streams of the Lane Smash, the very well-known WFAC Galaxies in the middle of your bowl of ESFs. It was a beautiful strategy. I'm guessing that Bobby S put you up to that. Or was
Yes,
that,
actually, he handled our opener with the airball in the beginning there, and we had been practicing this week for airballs in particular because we knew that Formido were experienced lane smashers as well, and we could probably expect an equal airball. So we wanted to try and contest that as best we could, and I feel like it worked.
from our perspective, it definitely worked for quite a while until the end base, where you were basically forced to drop the air to try and fight as only infantry on the point. Hejbl, do you have any more questions?
Honestly, I don't. I feel like it's time. Otherwise, if you guys don't have anything to add,
Then
we're
I'll ask.
GG, thank you very much. Good game.
GG, that was absolutely amazing. If we were going to lose against anyone, it was an honor to lose against Formido.
Thank you
You
very
guys
much.
are great.
All right, then I think you can
Yeah,
close the stream.
It's time to release the outfit representatives to their own outfits, and from us, thank you all for watching, and bye bye. See you next time.